1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
Huh? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Yeah, I haven't had any sleep. Let me make sure everything is checked. Mute, check. No mute. Karaoke off. We gotta go pro. Let me see what this one sounds like. Huh? Check. Huh? What it do? Majestic. And the crew. And his bitch. What it do? How is life? Huh? What it do? Huh? Listen, y'all. I appreciate you guys watching these videos, but y'all gotta start hitting that like button, man. Let me know y'all real, man. Y'all out here looking like bots,
That's
man.
all you get for free.
Your view don't mean shit if you don't put a like on it, bro. I understand not wanting to share. I understand not wanting to even be, I guess, involved with me. Oh God, what is it? Yeah, I need y'all to tighten the fuck down, man. Tighten down, for real, for real. Like, I ain't asking for shit, but some likes, a little support. You guys ain't giving me nothing. Anyways, this is your boy, Your Majesty, coming in to do chapter 4. Speaking about chapter 4, I gotta look for it. In a mean fucking time. You gotta hit this repeat button.
1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
Boom. Yeah. Is it me, huh? Pete, yeah, about to snap on the beat. I'm feeling so good, yeah, nigga like me is unique. I don't care what they say, man, I'm an antique. I don't give a damn, got my guns in the gallery. I don't know what they want from my artillery. I just wanna aim and hit all the arteries. I don't know where they being at, but my Cardi B. In my heart, I just doing my thing, I'm doing my part. Nigga, you off in the dark. I just aim at my gun, I aim at my gun, aim at the part. Ooh, hitting everybody, you know. I'm going in like you know. I'm about to scream out the Uno. I got one bullet like Wuvo. I'm going in, I got the root. Hey, yo, Stop. Look at this damn chapter.
That's all you get for free.
1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
Freestyle reaper for the reading. I'm going there, I ain't fiending. I'm going there cause the demons. Trying to take over all of my life. I'm going crazy, I got me a wife. I'm going in, I got me a knife. I cut your ass if a butter is bite. I'm going in and I'm feeling the fight. I'm about to go and I'm feeling the smite. I'm about to hit everybody in the eye like Charleston White. I'm going crazy, you know how I feel. I'm going in and I got some deals. I got your bitch, she try to pay the bills. And I'm going crazy and I got some gills cause I want to breathe underwater. I gotta buy me a quarter. I'm smoking too much, I am water. I swear to God, I'm out of order. Fuck. Let me get to this damn chapter, man. What the fuck is going on, man?
That's all you get for free.
1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
For those who don't know about the previous chapter that just came, you guys missing out, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, missing the fuck out. What I was about to say, the last chapter, the boy done put his hands on some Hispanics. He never specified if they're Puerto Ricans or Mexicans. I'm assuming Mexicans. But yeah, he done put his hands on some Chicos. He done blacked out. He done knocked somebody out. bruised a couple people. He was hitting people so hard that his was bloody. Bloody, okay? You see these fists? Imagine getting hit with this when it's loose. I don't think that's what he did, but I'm just saying, me personally, I know not fight. When I fought, I mean, I don't know if this is true with anybody else.
1, 2.
But once
3,
you learn
4,
how to
ready.
not tense up in a fight, man, you feel like Goku, Ultra Instincts. I swear to God. The only reason I know is because I'm in the prison. But that took after like 20 fights, 30 beat downs, and all types of jumps and all type of stuff. I learned how to protect myself getting jumped. Yeah, I don't. Imagine somebody telling you, yeah, I know how to protect myself when I get jumped. But yeah, your boy Jet witnessed this boy beat somebody's up, and now he have to prove it and explain it to his brother, who don't remember half the shit that went down.
That's all you get for free.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ready.
Back at it again. Chapter 4, Party. Friday nights in Oasis Village were always the best nights, especially during the summer. It was the day before the weekend. The sweltering summer day turned into the cool night, and the sounds of the neighborhood buzzed, accompanied by the distant sound of sirens and car horns, always made it feel like a party. Even without music or a disco ball, someone always had a radio at full blast, and the moon and the street lights worked as well as any disco ball ever could. His description of a ghetto party. Yeah. You forgot to add them damn street lights.
That's all you get for free.
To Kevin Boombox somewhere
3,
in the
4,
top
ready.
apartments, the sound of laughter, footsteps bumping against the apartment ceiling made a few lamps in the living room rattle as Kevin sat up by the window, which the edge of the crowd on the walkways across the breezeway just above the bottom apartments. They were smoking and drinking, passing joints, beers, and a 40-ounce bottle around to each other. Kevin stared out continuously, ensnared in wonder. He couldn't help but want to be involved, want to be seen and accepted in. He looked towards the hallway, listening out for his parents. He heard nothing at first, then a soft snore, and then more. Then more silence, and another soft snore. He let out a breath of relief and turned back to the window. He looked down to the corner. He looked down to the corner of the building sits again, expecting to see
That's all you get for
the
free.
gamblers
1,
again.
2, 3, 4.
The spot
ready.
was empty, except for shadow. The fuck? Let me leave the camera there. It looked to be a man, but there was something in front of him, moving that Kevin couldn't quite make out. It kept going back and forth for a minute until the man leaning against the wall suddenly tensed up and grabbed whatever was moving and forced it to a halt. Kevin heard a muffled groan just up the railing. Groan just barely noticeable over the music and the party above him. He gave a quick look up the railing. The party was still raging on like it had just started. By the time Kevin looked back down, the guy was walking through the breezeway, fixing his zippers on his pants. Kevin could only look in confusion as he saw a woman walking right behind him,
That's all you
wiping
get
her
for
mouth
free.
off.
1, 2,
He
3,
wasn't even
4,
sure
ready.
what to make of what he had just seen or what they were doing. He only shrugged and dismissed it, looking back up at the party upstairs. Boy, Kev. Kev, what? Hey. Hey. I gotta laugh so hard. Yo, man, bro. That was funny. Your boy just witnessed somebody getting that mouthy, okay? He witnessed somebody getting that mouthy, okay? He didn't know what he was saying, but he described what made it look like what a 10-year would see, you know, and how you would feel. Not me. I would not feel that way at all. Gotta do better. Shit. Probably would have followed the girl and asked her for the mouth. What you talking about?
That's all you get for free.
1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
Mm-hmm. By the time Kevin looked back down, the guy was walking through the breezeway, fixing his... Oh, yeah, we already just read this. Come on now. Right behind him, wiping her mouth. He wasn't sure, blah, 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 blah. Looking back up the stairs. Okay. Kevin's walking back into his room, still listening to the song blasting through. He quietly crept past his parents' room door and slipped into his bedroom, where Jet and Junior lay sound asleep. He hopped in his bunk bed, but he kept staring at the ceiling. His knuckles were getting close to healing after almost a week. Jet had told Senior Kevin had lost his temper and started punching a wall after he thought his bike has been stolen and Jet found it around the corner. Otherwise, Senior would have beaten the black off both for taking the bus to Watson and not telling Senior or
1,
their
2,
mother,
3, 4,
especially
ready.
101 Street. Kevin finally closed his eyes after some time. At first, he felt heavy in his bed, as if he couldn't get up. His heart began fluttering. Well, his heart began to flutter, and a panic set in almost instantly. He really couldn't get up. He couldn't even move. He tried to yell out for his dad, but he couldn't even open his mouth. Then he felt weightless. First in his toes, there was an after feeling of tingling sensation that started up his body slowly. He constantly tried to claw, yell, screaming for anyone, but nothing moved. And when he finally flicked his eyes open, it was bright, blindly bright. Kevin didn't even notice he could move again. He simply raised his arm up to try and block whatever light was shining into his face. Hoo-wee. Was that a sleep paralysis?
1,
What
2,
was that?
3, 4, ready.
The figgity fuck was that? He got it, bastard. Anyway, that when he noticed he wasn't laying down anymore either. He wasn't even in his room anymore. He was back on 101 Street. As if on cue, he heard a whistle sound like a bird call behind him. That's when he noticed there wasn't anyone else on the street. Not even cars parked on the road and driveways. Kevin began to panic as he looked around. He could feel the tears welling up almost instantly. That's when another bird, all whistle, chirped out. It sounded like it was coming from behind the houses. Suddenly, the boy in the black sweater appeared again. The one they call Birdie.
That's all you get for free.
Birdie Dunn
1,
Huggins.
2, 3,
Little
4,
brother.
ready.
Kevin went stiff, his eyes still black, and his nose looked like it had been made bloody all over again. He just stood across the street, edge off the alley, letting out another whistle. As he did, he stared directly at Kevin with a bloody smile creeping into his face as he spoke. "You want your bite back, Blade?" What the? You want your bike back, Blade? I'm assuming Blade popped out. I don't know what he was trying to say because the ninja name ain't Blade. Kevin turned to run only to be met by what seemed like 100 other Razor boys. They all had the same expression. They were all staring directly at Kevin. He immediately turned around, down to the side of the road behind him, sprinting directly for the fence. He didn't even have to look.
1, 2,
He could hear
3, 4,
hundreds
ready.
of steps behind him as he ran. But they weren't running, they were walking. As he reached the fence, he decided to look back and saw the group had stopped right at the edge of the lawn and simply stared at him emotionless. Suddenly, Birdie came running around the corner of the house, razor blade flicked out and laughing like a maniac as he barreled down towards Kevin, making Kevin flinch and jump the fence. Scrambling over it and laughing close in behind. It is as the laughing closed in behind him. He flipped over the fence, landed on his back, almost losing all his breath. And when he opened his eyes, he saw the girl with afro puffs from the bus pointing directly at him. That's him, baby. She
That's
said,
all you get for
disgusted
free.
look.
1, 2, 3, 4, ready.
That's him, baby. Your face ass. Even in a dream, you somehow made this chick pop up. Talking about him, baby. Shut your ass up. Suddenly, Dunny Huggins was standing over Kevin, a 38 snub nose pointed directly in his face. Then he squeezed the trigger. Bang! I had to do it. Kevin woke up several pillow smacks across his face from 2 different angles. How many times we gotta tell you? Jet was yelling out. Stop drinking soda and watching scary movies, Junior's chimed in. Before you go to bed, Jet finished out. And that's when he felt the dampness around his bed and smell of pee hit his nose. He wet the bed again. He sighed again and tried not to choke on the smell.
That's all you get for free.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You shoot me, I think I might cellulate myself in my sleep. God damn it. Suddenly, Mama Sims bust into the room, swinging that infamous leather belt. First boy she could reach, Jet caught 2 across. Jet caught 2 across the back of Junior's. Got a whooping. 3 strikes across his leg and arm. It is 3:30 in the goddamn morning. She tried to quietly hiss at the boy. Y'all daddy already hasn't been feeling well. Your sister is in there trying to sleep. Now take y'all asses to bed before I beat the must. Out of this entire damn room. Okay, he's talking about Musk. M-U-S-K. What a typo. Found
That's all you
it.
get for free.
Unless it's really spelled
3,
like that.
4,
Must.
ready.
Or Musk. I don't know. I beat the must out of this entire damn room. Even though Mama Sin was no taller than 5'2", her attitude made her 6'9", especially when it came to her family, and most definitely when it came to singing. You ain't fucking lying. After another minute or 2 of whispering and yelling at the boys, Mama Sin sent them all to bed after a bed sheet change and sent Kevin into the shower, followed by a swift whooping for drinking soda and watching scary movies before bed. Really? I was gonna spank the man? Cause I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed. After another man too, whispering and yelling at the boys, Mama sent them all to bed.
That's all you get
Bed
for free.
sheet,
1, 2,
swimming in
3,
soda,
4,
pouring,
ready.
and going to bed. Okay. As Kevin laid awake once again, he could only think it wasn't the scary movie that gave him that nightmare. He thought back to the week prior. Facts. Everything went blurry. The last thing he remembered was looking at Birdie on his bike. He tried closing his eyes for a second, simply forgetting about it. And that's when the first flash happened. He saw himself walking up to Birdie. Just as he turned to face him, there was a quick distant fade scream that almost sounded like Jet yelling, "Kev, wait!" He quickly opened his eyes, having a moment of hyperventilation. Dude, if you piss the bed again, me and you gonna get the fist cuffs cracking. Straight up. Jet silently hissed from the bottom.
1, 2,
I'm
3,
assuming
4,
when that
ready.
pee come out of him, it goes through the bed into the second. That means that nigga get pissed on times 2. Times 2, okay? He quickly opened his eyes, having a moment of hyperventilation. Dude, okay. Yeah, Jet silently hissed from the bottom bar. Kevin just tried to close his eyes again, taking a deep breath for a moment. Darkness just Kevin and his thoughts, and then 2 quick flashes. He was swinging right for Birdie's jaws, just barely connecting before he felt a quick bolt of pain in his right hand, sending him into the next flash, which was him swinging again, but just barely missing Birdie. Just missing Birdie's head and hitting the wall of the store behind him, scraping his knuckles, sending another jolt of pain
1,
up
2,
his left
3,
hand.
4, ready.
He awoke again, only this time he was still calmly breathing. He had a few more pieces to the mental puzzle he'd been trying to piece together since he got his bike back. The story Jack gave him, as well as what he had been hearing from everyone else, was that he beat up Birdie bad while Donnie was too busy dealing with one of his hoes to notice. And when the other Razor boys jumped Kevin and tried to grab him off of Birdie, they were met with a beach cruiser being swung at him, catching a few in the face, knocking one out. Wow. While he walked away bloodied up and just barely avoiding being stabbed over a bike, he also walked away with his bike and a newfound respect from others and for himself. He felt like a man. He finally fell asleep. Another 30 minutes of dreaming about going to a big boy party. The next morning, Kevin was up before everyone else, even Senior. He found himself doing burpees at 7 a.m. in the morning, just as Mama Sims walked into the living room with a strange look on her face and a smirk that she couldn't hide. "What is you doing?" she asked with a small chuckle right behind it. "Burpees works on the core, Ma," Kevin said, not missing the strides. He dropped down to push up, jump up, right back up. She simply watched for a second with the same look and smirk before shaking her head and walking into the kitchen. "All right, Mr. Strong, you want these cheese in your eggs?" She asked for the kitchen. "Yes, ma'am, thank you." Kevin replied, laying down in a flat sit-up position. By the time he finished,
1, 2,
the entire
3,
Sims
4, ready.
household was up and moving around. Junior sat on the couch, devouring a sausage wrap with a white bread and mustard. Jet was scooping eggs into his mouth with a fork full as he and Junior both watched television set. Alicia was sipping her orange juice, stealing a sausage off Kevin's plate while he stared at this TV with one of the Sims boys, with the other Sims boys. Zia quickly popped her hand and gave her a stern stare before she dropped it back on the plate. What? Everybody got a mama like that, dog. Everybody got a mama like this. Not everybody. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Everybody don't have a mom like this. But for those who do got a mom like this, I know you are a good person. Because you know your mom ain't going to accept anything less than. Your mom expects you to be a great person, so you have no choice but to be one.
4, ready.
You have no choice but to be one. Just like my mom expect me to be a great man. That's what the fuck I'm gonna be. Period. Yeah, on to more reading. Mama Sims finally joined the rest of the family, scooching in the next to Senior and snuggling under him, making Junior slide off the couch onto the floor with Alicia and Kevin. Jet sat in the armchair, smirked as he sat sipping a glass of orange juice. That nigga feel like a king at that. What are you talking about? What? Kevin ended up exercising himself in a nap that lasted all the way until 5 p.m.
1, 2,
that
3,
evening.
4, ready.
He was awoken by Jet shaking his shoulder. And when he finally opened his eyes, he was met with TK, Jet, Leroy, Mason, and the other boys, Darius and Anton, all piled up in a room around the bunk bed. "You ready?" Jet asked with a smirk. "Huh?" Kevin asked confused. "You ain't even dressed yet," Mason said, chuckling. I would have been pissed. "Better chill out before he do you like he did Birdie. Hoo-wee! Gonna black out on your bitch ass, nigga. Gonna beat brakes off your ass too. What you talking about?" He ain't The group let out a chuckle in unison. Jet was almost dragging Kevin out of the bunk bed. "Get your best threads on. Fix your fro up, youngster. You hang with the big boys tonight, you did?" Jet said proudly. Kevin almost thought he didn't hear what he had just heard. He was so stunned, fumbling over clothes and over junk lying around the bedroom floor. He threw on a pair of Delta kicks, some slacks, and a white tee that was hanging from his bedpost. The group was piling out in the apartment into the breezy as Kevin was buttoning up a plaid flannel, I don't know, just had hung back and stopped Kevin just as he had picked his afro and was heading for the door. He felt Jet's heavy hand put a brute stop to his stride and almost take a little breath too. "What's up, Negro? You really think Mom and Pop's gonna let your ass go to a high school party? We ain't even supposed to be going," Jet said. Kevin almost let out a whimper and turned into a yell. "But you said..." Kevin started, but Jet quickly put a hand over his mouth and shut him up.
1, 2,
Dumbass
3,
nigga.
4,
That's a
ready.
impulsive ass nigga. Before you start that punk ass tearing up, and you still coming. We just can't let them see you, fool. Jet said before finally releasing Kevin, who had a smile on his face after. "Oh," was all he could muster up. "Put some pillows under your covers and hit the pillow. Man. and hurry up. We got some stuff to do before we get to that party too," Jet said. Kevin practically caught up to the group before Jet did, hopping hopping against the wall and jumping down into the alleyway as Jet jogged around the corner. Lil Jet came to hang out with the real royalty of the city, huh? Said Anton. He and Darius were both wearing the Ricky suits. Darius had a pair of biscuit shoes on while Anton walked in a pair of relighter shoes.
1, 2, 3.
Where you
4,
seeing and
ready.
hearing these names? I know you got the research going on because I never heard of these things. The back of the shirt read Yellow Jacket. Kevin could only let out a snicker as he thought about the new nickname. He didn't know how to feel at first. He just walked along with the group down the alleyway leading to 18th Ave. At the end of the alleyway, Kevin saw a big black van sitting parked. It looked like a public auto. It also looked new, except it was missing a license plate. You know you ain't got no plate thing on the back? Kevin asked, dumbfounded.
That's all you get for
Don't
free.
worry about
1,
that, Kev.
2, 3.
You borrowed
4,
it
ready.
from somebody, Jet said with a chuckle. That was joined by the rest of the boys as they all piled into the van. Kevin sat between Anton and Leroy. Jet barely fitting. He heard TK say, "Where you put the screwdriver?" Nigga. Oh man, the thievery was real, okay? Before the sound of metal scraping, then a quick twist, and the van came to life, rumbling as the boys took off, sending Kevin back into the seat. TK drove so fast and swerved so much, Kevin could only focus on not throwing up and catching whiplash.
That's all you get for free.
1, 2.
The other boys
3,
either
4,
laughed
ready.
or complained about his driving. Prompting a small argument between TK and Jet on the way to wherever they were going. When the van finally came to a screeching halt, Kevin was still trying to stop his vision from spinning. I've never been in a car where people just get that dizzy, bro. I'm gonna have to sit here and say it. Either you have a weak mind at that time, or you were just so scared to die because you did something bad. Like me personally, I think about it like this, man. If I'm in this car, it's because I know when I get hit, I'm going to heaven. Okay, when I'm in this dire situation, it's because when I die, I know I'm going to go to heaven. Like that's the only reason I'm doing it. It's not because I'm gonna die. I'm hoping I die. I hope I don't catch that
1,
L. But
2, 3,
shit,
4, ready.
I'm not finna move in my life scared to death. That's just not finna happen. That's just not finna happen. What we got going on? TK drove up fast curve. It looked like the public auto. It also looked new, except it was missing a license plate. You know, it ain't got no plate on that thing. The house looked where am I? TK drove so fast where Sorry, y'all. He could barely recognize the neighborhood they were in at first. It looked like it could be the rickshaw, but he wasn't sure. The house looked unfamiliar, and the night sky had already turned the city into a pit of streetlights and porch lights with a river of shadows flowing in between them. He heard the door open, flicked his head back to see TK leaving the van,
That's all you get for
walking
free.
down driveway.
2, 3,
He slipped
4,
into the
ready.
backyard and disappeared for a second. Where we going, Jet? Kevin questioning. Just kick back, man. Where TK going? Kevin asked again. Kev, just relax and sit back, Jet said once again. Man, what is we doing here, Jet? Pestered again. Jet turned finally, looking like he was ready to yell. Kev, you know what the first rule of being a real man is? What? Knowing when to shut up. I gotta go back and see that shit. That was funny. That was facts though. You want to tell somebody to shut up? That's the first thing you say. You know what to shut up, Egypt. Oh, I can't see the whole goddamn thing. Oh, so I'm guessing was all Kevin could say before the entire van replied, like right now.
Ready.
Kev just sat back in silence. After another 2 minutes of silence in the car, TK jumped back into the driver's seat, bringing a musty but sweet aroma with him. He recognized the smell from the parties outside in Oasis. Village only didn't smell burnt this time. That's when he saw what looked like a plastic wrapped square block of weed go from TK hands to Jet's. Oh. How did nigga know what a block of weed looked like? No. Continue. Though he never smoked it himself, people smoked it all the time around apartments back home. Kev would laugh at how they always got hungry and would always laugh after they smoked a joint. He didn't understand what made people want to smoke so much,
3, 4,
but his curiosity just skyrocketed the minute he saw that weed. It wasn't long before the van had come to another stop, this time in front of another house in a more unfamiliar part of the city. They were in Alamo, right in the middle of the block. People were hanging outside with beers and joints, but the shadows of hands and people dancing around inside, flashing through in the window in a red tent. The music played loudly and the party was alive. Kevin couldn't feel the excitement surging through his veins. He had made it to the big boy party. Did you really make it to the big boy party, my brother? Like, he's 10 and dumb. God, everybody who goes to a party, especially when it's by a bunch of thugs,
2,
and if
3,
there's a
4,
gang of
ready.
thugs there, aka YNs, there's a great chance it's gonna end in two ways: shootout or in a brawl. I'm just saying, I've been to a bunch of parties in my life, and every one of them that had a thug and YN there, it got ruined. Literally got ruined. Shit got ruined. Like it always ended with either a shootout or a bunch of ninjas fighting. Okay, that's why I don't go to parties. That's why I didn't go to clubs. And mind you, I'm a dancing ass ninja, but I would not be dancing with my life on the line. You got me fucked up. I'm liable to step on someone's shoes. Let it be the wrong shoes. The group piled out where we met
1,
with dabs
2,
and
3,
greetings.
4, ready.
Greetings from almost everyone immediately. Before Kevin could even get to the gate, Jet was scooping him back to his side and basically carrying him into the yard. Don't go wandering off nowhere, Kev. Yeah, the bark at the music was staring. Well, he said, "Don't go wandering nowhere, Kev." Yeah, the bark at the music was starting to overbear his voice. They were walking inside. They was walking inside and lost each other almost immediately. Kevin found himself sifting through the crowd of bodies. Some of them were drunk, some of them were high. Some of them were both, and a few people were dancing along to the music. Few. America is so dumb. Yeah, I said it. America is so dumb. They think it's logical
That's all you get for free.
to have a group of people
3, 4, ready.
consuming alcohol. Marijuana is one thing. Alcohol is another. I have never able to control anyone or even myself under the influence of alcohol. Hence why I don't even drink at all. You ever felt hopeless? Get drunk, my nigga. You will feel hopelessly ashamed of yourself, because if something were to happen, you can't protect your damn self, let alone your family, let alone your mama, let alone your sister, let alone your damn girlfriend. Fuck her. But you can't protect her. You just can't. It's over because you're drunk. Now, one thing that shit does give you is confidence that don't belong there. Okay? Yeah. When you're not drunk, man, you make better decisions, I promise you.
1, 2,
But
3, 4,
for
ready.
those who don't understand, man, America, that was the dumbest thing you ever did, is made a club. Made a club. Why you just call it a jukebox or some stupid shit? You called it a club where they play loud music that influenced the brain to doing stupid things like fornicating. America is supposed to be a holy thou ass country. The Bible. You're supposed to be running off of the Bible. Why are we... Man, let me finish this fucking chapter, man. This shit about to have me go on a rant on America's stupid ass. Because it just blows my mind. Because the kids is the only reason we did what we did, because the older people were doing it. Okay? Like, I was bumping and grinding at 13. In a club. And some people know what I'm talking about. Midnight Madness, YMCA, Tampa, Florida, Carrollwood.
Get for free.
We were
1,
clubbing
2, 3,
at
4, ready.
12. We started early as fuck. I wanted women at a very early age. I sure did. I started at like 14. But I've been trying since I was 7. What you talking about? Anyways, the group piled out there, met with the dabs, greeting the almost. Everyone immediately, before Kevin could even get to the gate, Jet was scooping him back to the side, basically carrying him into the yard. Don't go wandering off nowhere, Kev. He had to bark at the music. Was starting to overbear his voice. They were walking inside, lost each other almost immediately. Kevin found himself sitting around a crowd of buddies. Some of them were drunk, some of them were high, and some of them, both few people, were dancing along to the music. The red tent cast around into the same red glow
That's
in the
all you
room.
get for free.
Even
1,
though they
2,
were
3, 4,
Even
ready.
though they were smiling, their face still scared Kevin. He tried to move away further into the crowd, but the further he went, the more faces he saw. The drunk faces were the scariest. They looked sunken in, emotionless. Some looked mean and mad doggish. Kevin found himself stumbling down the hallway where it was less crowded. There were still a few people kissing and leaning on the walls, talking. Kev just continued to look around. He wasn't even sure what to do at one of these parties. Now he was here, he found himself studying the pictures on the wall. He's not looking at no people's family. But check this out, man. It's club life. destroyed the culture. It forced music into the culture that made us say
One,
things like
2, 3,
bitches
4,
and
ready.
shit, but hoes and tricks. Okay? It got us in a club. It's straight degrading women, and women are accepting this shit. You shouldn't have accepted this shit. As women, you should never have accepted this shit from the motherfucking jump. Y'all should have said, hey, why y'all keep dropping music like this out? Why y'all keep giving my kids these kind of music? Why y'all not complaining about the music that our kids are getting, you dumbass adults? And I'm talking to the 90s babies because they're the one that's raising the next generation. Tighten the fuck down, dumbasses. Get your kids in line. Kevin found himself stumbling down the hallway where it was less crowded. There was still a few people kissing, leaning. Oh, I already read that. There was a family of 7 sitting just in front of the garden, smiling. Their 3 boys just
That's all you get for
sat just
1,
below the mother
2,
and father,
3,
and the 2
ready.
baby boys sitting right in the mother's arm. The third boy from the right was the only one not smiling in his face. Stuck to Kevin for a moment, but he quickly forgotten when he had to use the bathroom. He began checking doors after no one could. Oh my gosh. Is this the reefer? Jesus Christ. He began checking the doors after no one could stop kissing long enough to tell him where it was. The first door was a pantry closet stuffed with an old vacuum and a broom. At the second door, just barely visible in the moonlight, he saw a girl and a boy completely naked. Feel like the ninja sees all kinds of shit. He saw a girl look up into the mirror right at him,
2,
then quickly
3,
turn
4,
with the same shocked expression. The boy turned to getting wide-eyed as he began scrambling for his pants. Suddenly, he saw TK swoop in to close the door, laughing up a storm. That one biology lesson you ain't ready for, youngster. He said in between laughs. Kevin was still shocked and could barely hear anything, even the music. It all began to sound like a big muffled rumble. Jet had emerged from the crowd. He was walking to Kevin, but Kevin still couldn't hear him. He was starting to panic. Jet reached into his pocket and took something out, still balled up in his hand. He took Kevin's wrist and slapped something down in it, and it was a joint. It was a joint weed still hanging from the tip. Kevin could only look up, still deaf and in shock. He saw Jet say something, then act as if he was
1,
smoking
2,
something.
3, 4,
Kevin
ready.
finally read his lips. Smoke it. Bro, I'm sorry. Even I started at a young age, and to this day, I still wonder why did he let me hit that blunt at 7? And then I think about the time when I was starting to smoke again, and it was like 13, 12, 13? Fuck is I doing? I had white people. I had white friends, okay? My white friends, Austin Farrell, and my other white friends, Stephen Cook and Cody Clark. These motherfuckers, black, hey, smoking, okay? We was smoking at a young age, okay? Kevin looked down at the joint in his hand, unsure what to do. Spark it, nigga. Spark that motherfucker, nigga.
1,
He
2,
never smoked
3,
before. He
4,
still
ready.
found himself pointing the joint to his lips slowly. The party went on, but the crowd of boys still circled around as TK held up a lighter to the end of the joint. Kevin took a deep inhale of the joint and felt the hot smoke fill up his lungs. and leave in a cool mist of exhale as he exhaled. I ought to put that video of the author. I don't know if that was his first blunt, but that's what I would have thought. The way he hit that motherfucker. That nigga hit that motherfucker. Leaned. Nigga, pass my shit. Yo. Yo, that shit was so funny, dog. Damn. That's when the music returned and he could finally hear Jet as he came in.
1,
Close.
2,
You cool
3,
now?
4, ready.
Kevin could only look up and smile as his big brother was saying, never better. I don't promote smoking, but I remember my first time, okay? My first time was great, okay? But that is the end of chapter 4. Again, another nostalgic chapter for us 90s baby. If you love to feel like how you used to feel when we were young and dumb, this is the book. Check the link in the bio. Support, buy the book, do what you're supposed to do as great supporters. I guess I don't know what the fuck you guys are, because you're not supporters at this point. Y'all need real support. Real. Not that baby shit. Save it. Don't give it to someone else. Huh? Anyways, it's your boy.
That's all you get for free.
1, 2,
It's your
3,
boy
4,
Pete,
ready.
aka Your Majesty. Signing out of the Royal Palace. Chapter 4. What is the chapter called again? Fudge. Give me a second. I gotta hit that table of content. Chapter 4 party. But again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share. Do what I would have done for you, which is more than what you have done for us. Okay? You guys be good out here in these cold, hard ass streets.